That time I got reincarnated as a fox? By Rimu_Kai. 8 Elf Bar. The tension in the guardhouse was unbearable. Or at least it was for the guards. Rimuru, on the other hand, sprawled out in his cell like he was in a luxury spa, lazily tapping his fingers on the wooden bench. Raphael, he whispered, voice low and conspiratorial, how long do you think it'll take for Kaido, to show up and bust me out? Open double angle bracket approximately 5 minutes and 37 seconds, my lord. Although, he appears to be hesitating. It seems your sparkling magnificence is somewhat intimidating. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru smirked. Sparkling magnificence, huh? You're not wrong. Though, I'd prefer if he hurried. This place smells like gym socks dipped in cabbage soup. Just as Raphael's countdown reached 0, the door slammed open. In stomped Kaido, his dwarven features gruff and scowling, but with a flicker of worry in his eyes. What's this nonsense about arresting some glittering fox person? Kaido demanded, his voice a gruff rumble. Rimuru gasped, clutching his imaginary pearls. Glittering fox person? Excuse you, I am a majestic 9-tailed fox. Okay, so only one tail is active right now, but still, show some respect for the sparkle. Kaido raised an unimpressed eyebrow. Right, and why exactly are you in here, Sparkle Boy? One of the guards stepped forward nervously. He's, suspected of causing a disturbance, and ruining cupcakes. Suspected? Rimuru interrupted, throwing his hands up. The cupcakes were mine. Thank you very much. I was just taste testing their souls for quality assurance. Kaido let out a long, suffering sigh, pinching the bridge of his nose. You arrested him over cupcakes? Are you all out of your minds? Before the guards could answer, another guard burst into the room, panting like a marathon runner. Kaido, emergency. Your brothers were attacked by monsters on their way back from the mines. They're badly injured. Kaido's face darkened. Are the healers with them? The guard shook his head miserably. No, sir. They're tied up with other patients. Won't be free until morning. Kaido growled in frustration. Damn it. What about potions? The guard winced. We're out. Rimuru, leaning leisurely against the bars, cleared his throat in the most theatrical way possible. Ahem. If I may interject, I happen to have a solution to your little problem. Kaido shot him a glare. And why should I trust you? Rimuru reached into his satchel and produced a sparkling vial of healing potion, holding it aloft like the Holy Grail. Because I'm a benevolent being of pure fabulousness who can't stand to see anyone suffer. Also, if this works, you owe me snacks. Fair trade. Kaido hesitated, then begrudgingly took the potion. Fine. But if this is a trick, you're dead. Rimuru winked. If it doesn't work, I'll die of embarrassment first. Go on. You'll be back to grovel in no time. As Kaido stomped off with the guards, Raphael's voice chimed in, dripping with smug satisfaction. Open double angle bracket bold of you, my lord. Though, might I suggest you remind them of your unparalleled greatness more often? Their audacity to imprison you is insulting. Close double angle bracket. Ah, Raphael, Rimuru teased, grinning, are you getting protective of little ol' me? Open double angle bracket I'm merely stating facts. Close double angle bracket Raphael replied, though her tone softened. Open double angle bracket you deserve adoration, not the inside of a dingy cell. Truly, their disrespect is appalling. Close double angle bracket. Adoration, huh? Rimuru's grin widened. You sound a little too invested. Are you crushing on me, Raphael? Open double angle bracket crushing. Close double angle bracket Raphael's voice wavered, though she quickly recovered. Open double angle bracket I am an ultimate skill, not a teenage romantic. Such things are beneath me. Close double angle bracket. But if you could crush, Rimuru pressed, enjoying the game, you'd totally pick me, right? Open double angle bracket. I refuse to dignify that with a response. Close double angle bracket Rimuru snorted, lounging back against the wall. Don't worry, Raphael. I get it. I'm irresistible. It's a burden, really. Open double angle bracket if I had a corporeal form, I would slap you. Respectfully, of course. Close double angle bracket. When Kaido returned hours later, potion clearly having worked, he brought bored, Murd, and Garm with him. The brothers all looked at Rimuru with something akin to awe, though Kaido, stubborn as ever, still looked annoyed. So, Rimuru said, stretching lazily as he stood, since I just saved your brothers, I'm thinking I deserve a reward. Maybe a sandwich? Or a cupcake? Full circle, you know. Kaido rolled his eyes. You've got a serious food problem, don't you? Oh, I've got plenty of problems, Rimuru quipped with a wink. But let's focus on the important one. I need crafting lessons. Know anyone decent? Kaido exchanged a glance with Bored. Yeah, we know a guy. Follow us. As they walked, Rimuru decided to pick up his favorite game again. Hey, Raphael, he started, a mischievous glint in his eye. Earlier you mentioned respect and adoration. You sure you don't have a little thing for me? Open double angle bracket, my lord. Close double angle bracket. Raphael's voice sounded flustered, yet controlled. Open double angle bracket. Please refrain from these ridiculous accusations. I exist to serve, not to pine. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru smirked. So you're saying if you could pine? Open double angle bracket. Master, if you don't stop this nonsense, I may have to reevaluate my willingness to save you from your inevitable blunders. Close double angle bracket. Oh, come on, Rimuru teased. You love me. Admit it. You're practically blushing. Open double angle bracket. It's fortunate I have no physical form. Close double angle bracket. Raphael muttered, her tone unusually soft. Open double angle bracket. Otherwise, you'd have proof of nothing. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru's grin widened. Caught you. Open double angle bracket. Caught nothing. Focus on your surroundings, my lord. Perhaps find a tree to walk into if you need a distraction. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru still grinning. Let's meet this kaijin first. Let's see if at least this goes the same as the novel. I hope. Raphael, unable to help herself, added in a whisper. Open double angle bracket. If I completely understood emotions. I wonder. Close double angle bracket. Kaijin's workshop was a cacophony of clanging metal, blazing forges, and the occasional unintelligible dwarven grumbling that sounded suspiciously like someone swearing at their hammer. Rimuru entered with all the grace of a man who had clearly read too many self-insert novels in his past life, his head held high and his inner monologue running on full steam. Brother, are you here? Kaido bellowed, his voice bouncing off the walls like an enthusiastic goat. From the back of the workshop, Kaijin appeared, his face covered in soot and his expression set to professional grump. Kaido? What's the racket about? Did you step on another rake? Not this time, Kaido grumbled, before launching into the epic saga of how Rimuru, the sparkling enigma of the hour, had saved his brothers. Rimuru, meanwhile, leaned casually against a workbench, practicing his enigmatic savior pose. He might have overdone it, though, because a stray wrench toppled off the bench and nearly took out a toe. By the end of Kaido's story, Kaijin's expression had softened. He turned to Rimuru with a mix of gratitude and curiosity. So, you're the slime, or fox, or whatever that saved my brothers. Rimuru grinned. The one and only. You can call me Rimuru Tempest, sparkling savior extraordinaire. He struck what he thought was a dashing pose but looked more like he was trying to summon a sneeze. Kaijin squinted at him. Right, thanks for that, we owe you one. Rimuru waved him off dramatically. Don't mention it. I live for the applause. He paused. Well, that, and snacks. Kaijin snorted but crossed his arms. All right, what do you want? Let's get this over with. I'm swamped with work thanks to that walking migraine minister Vesta. What kind of work? Rimuru asked, already knowing the answer but needing to keep the scene flowing. Did he ask you to knit him a sweater? Maybe embroider some handkerchiefs for his tears? Kaijin scowled. 20 longswords. In 1 week. 20, the guy's got the patience of a caffeinated squirrel. That's ridiculous, Rimuru said, feigning shock. What's next, asking you to bake him a batch of cookies while blindfolded? Kaijin grumbled something unintelligible that sounded like an insult aimed at Vesta's hairline. I'm out of materials, and even if I wasn't, it takes at least 2 weeks to make that many swords. This is an insult to my craftsmanship and my beard. Rimuru nodded sagely. It's always about the beard. Kaijin blinked. What? Never mind, Rimuru said quickly. Give me one of the swords you've already made. I have an idea. Kaijin raised an eyebrow but gestured for Kaido to fetch a sword. When the sword was handed over, Rimuru examined it like a connoisseur inspecting fine wine. Or, in this case, a sword-shaped baguette. Then, with a snap of his fingers, he conjured 21 identical swords in a neat row on the ground. The room went silent, save for the sound of Kaido's jaw hitting the floor. What? How? Kaijin stammered, pointing at the swords like they were alien artifacts. Raphael chimed in smugly. Open double-angle bracket master, your theatrics never fail to astound. Close double-angle bracket. Oh, stop, Rimuru replied in his head, grinning. I'm just a humble, dazzling, all-powerful entity doing my part. Kaido picked up one of the swords, inspecting it closely. This is perfect. It's like you cloned it. But why 21 swords? Kaijin asked, his expression suspicious. Rimuru grinned mischievously. Because 21 sounds cooler than 20. Duh. Plus, I like showing off. Fair enough, Kaijin muttered, though he still looked confused. Rimuru, sensing his moment to shine, pulled out his personal weapon. The Sword of Tempest. Now, for the grand finale. This is my personal sword, the Sword of Tempest. Behold its glory. Kaijin picked up one of the swords Rimuru had just cloned. What are you going to? Snap. Rimuru sliced through the sword in Kaijin's hand with all the effort of cutting through a stick of butter. The two halves clattered to the floor as everyone froze. That sword. Sliced through it like nothing, Kaido exclaimed, his eyes as wide as dinner plates. Rimuru puffed out his chest. That's because this is the coolest sword ever made, patent pending. Kaijin, still staring at the broken sword, managed to say, What do you want from me? Rimuru gave him a Cheshire grin. I want you to recreate this sword. But, he added, wagging a finger, you can't touch it. It's mine. Also, I want you and your brothers to come to my village. Teach my people how to craft stuff, tools, weapons, maybe even a coffee machine. I'm building an empire here, and I need good hands. Kaijin exchanged a look with his brothers, who all nodded. All right, Kaijin said finally. If you can deliver on your promises, we're in. Rimuru laughed, clapping his hands together. Perfect. Finally, this is going just like the novels. Or fanfiction. Or whatever I read back in my past life. Raphael's voice chimed in again, dripping with sarcasm. Open double-angle bracket master, your excitement is palpable. Perhaps too much so. Close double-angle bracket. Rimuru grinned even wider. Ah, don't be like that, my loving Raphael. Raphael spluttered. Open double-angle bracket what? Master, did you just call me loving? Close double-angle bracket. Rimuru feigned innocence. What? No, you must have imagined it. Open double-angle bracket. Close double-angle bracket. Raphael went silent, though if Rimuru had to guess, she was probably metaphorically facepalming in the depths of his soul. Victory was sweet, and Rimuru, ever the triumphant protagonist, decided this was a moment worth savoring. Kaijin led the group to the Blissful Bow Tavern, a bar so legendary that Rimuru was practically vibrating with excitement. The neon glow above the entrance looked like a magical nightclub sign that screamed, "Come for the drinks, stay for the elves." Elf bar. Rimuru repeated, trying to play it cool but failing catastrophically. You mean the elf bar? The one where all the magic happens? The one from the... He coughed to cover his slip. I mean, it's nice, I guess. Kaijin's brothers exchanged grins, their dwarven senses tingling. Ah, so our glittery savior's a fan of culture, huh? Rimuru flailed his hands like a malfunctioning robot. Culture. Who said anything about culture? I'm just here for the, snacks. Yeah, snacks. Super important to stay nourished. They stepped inside, and Rimuru's metaphorical jaw hit the floor. The interior was like a dream come true, or rather, like every teenage fantasy wrapped in magical lighting and soft harp music. The air smelled of sweet elven wine, the tables sparkled like diamonds, and the elves, oh, the elves. Rimuru swore his non-existent blood pressure skyrocketed. Holy nine-tailed foxes on a unicycle, he whispered to himself. This place is paradise. I have ascended. My past life wishes are all coming true, minus the gamer chair. Then Raphael's voice hit him like a brick in the face. Open double-angle bracket master, I strongly recommend you stop drooling before you short-circuit your dignity. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru snapped out of his daze, realizing his imaginary tail had puffed up to full capacity. Raphael. It's not like that. I'm just appreciating the ambiance. Open double angle bracket master. Your definition of ambiance involves staring at the waitresses like a dehydrated cactus in a rainstorm. Refrain, or I will take drastic measures. Close double angle bracket. What? You think I'm going to accidentally impregnate someone just by looking too hard? Rimuru hissed internally. Open double angle bracket with you, master, nothing is impossible. My calculations suggest there is a 12% chance of that occurring. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru blinked. 12%. You just made that up. Open double angle bracket. Do you really want to test it? Close double angle bracket. He gulped. Okay, I'll behave. I'll sit down, drink some water, and keep my fox face to myself. You happy? Open double angle bracket for now. But I am monitoring you like a hawk equipped with thermal vision. Close double angle bracket. The group took a table, and a waitress approached, a vision of elven beauty so radiant it could have blinded lesser beings. Her silver hair cascaded like a waterfall of moonlight, her green eyes sparkled like emeralds dipped in sunlight, and her smile was so dazzling it could have powered an entire city. Welcome, travelers, she said, her voice like velvet dipped in sugar and blessed by angels. What can I get for you this evening? Rimuru's brain short-circuited. Words failed him. His mouth opened, but the only sound that came out was a squeaky, HRK. Kaijin and his brothers wasted no time ordering wine and appetizers, while Rimuru sat frozen, his mind playing an internal screaming soundtrack. This is it. This is where I die. Death by waifu overload. Raphael's voice sliced through his panic. Open double angle bracket master. I will remind you once more. Do not do anything reckless. I will confiscate your soul if necessary. Close double angle bracket. Confiscate my soul. Raphael. I'm just ordering a drink. Open double angle bracket. Then perhaps you should speak before this lovely lady believes you're having a stroke. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru flailed. I'll take water. Yes, water. Hydration is the key to, health. Yeah, health. The waitress blinked, her smile faltering ever so slightly. Of course. Water. And for the rest of you. As the brothers chuckled at Rimuru's epic fail, he slumped in his chair, cradling his face. This isn't how it went in the novel. I was supposed to be suave. I was supposed to win them over with charm. Why is this happening? Raphael's voice returned, smug and unrelenting. Open double angle bracket because, master, in the novel, you didn't have me babysitting your every move. Count yourself lucky. Close double angle bracket. I can't even look at them, Raphael. How is this fair? Open double angle bracket. Life isn't fair, master. But if you behave, I might consider letting you glance at one or two of them without threatening to erase your existence. Close double angle bracket. Gee, thanks for the privilege, Rimuru muttered, sipping his water with the enthusiasm of someone drinking plain soup. Kaijin leaned over, grinning. Water. Huh, what happened to the fearless fox we saw back at the workshop? I'm fearless. Rimuru shot back, ears twitching indignantly. I just don't mix business and pleasure. I'm a being of culture and restraint. Garm snorted. Yeah, restraint. That's why you're vibrating like a broken potion bottle every time one of them walks past. Quiet, you, Rimuru hissed, sinking lower into his chair. Raphael chuckled in his head. Open double angle bracket. If this continues, master, even I may start to pity you. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru groaned internally, knowing full well he'd never live this down. Ultimate skill, my foot, he thought bitterly. More like ultimate killjoy. Rimuru was lounging at the bar, sipping on a drink that was probably 90% fruit juice and 10%, what even is that? When four ridiculously gorgeous elf girls approached. Their smiles were mischievous, their eyes sparkling like enchanted diamonds. And before Rimuru could even utter a single syllable, bam, they were all over him like a bunch of overly affectionate puppies in a spa. Well, this is unexpected, Rimuru muttered, his brain doing an emergency reboot. He was half dazed, mostly because of the elf clinginess, but also because, was that Is that a twin-tailed hair flip he just saw? He could barely process it, but it looked like an elf girl had somehow bent the laws of physics. Okay. I may have earned this level of attention, or maybe not. He thought, his smile stretching into a cheeky, Cheshire grin. Raphael's voice hit his brain like an icy bucket of existential dread. Open double angle bracket master. I swear, if you don't control yourself, I'll personally lock you in an eternal void of nothingness, where you will remain without even the faintest notion of fun. Your powers. Gone. Your ability to do anything at all. Kaput. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru sighed like a tired dad on a Saturday. Come on, Raphael, I'm just trying to enjoy myself. What's the worst that could happen? Open double angle bracket master. Last time you tried enjoying yourself, you created an army of sentient rubber ducks. I'm not in the mood for this. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru glanced at the four elf girls who were practically glued to him, a smile plastered across his face. All right, fine. I'll behave. But you gotta promise me one thing. Raphael's voice switched to, what in the heck are you thinking now? Mode. Open double angle bracket. What now? Close double angle bracket. Rimuru, with all the mischievous energy of a gremlin on a sugar high, grinned. You get full control over my powers tonight. No complaints. No vetoing. You're the boss now. There was a long pause. It was the kind of pause that makes you wonder if your computer just broke. But then Raphael finally responded. She sounded almost grudgingly impressed. Open double angle bracket. Fine. But remember, I have the power, and I will use it. So, don't you go getting any crazy ideas. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru chuckled, feeling like a cat who just knocked over a vase. Perfect. I'm gonna make this the most epic night of our lives. And then, in the most casual, unpredictable way possible, one of the elf girls planted a kiss on Rimuru's lips. It was like a plot twist in a B movie. Rimuru blinked, feeling his cheeks turn blue, like an excited Smurf that just learned what kissing was. Another elf whispered in his ear, so, Mr. Rimuru, would you allow me to test your stick between your legs? The words were sweet and honeyed, like a fruit salad mixed with absolutely unnecessary innuendo. Raphael's voice now turned into an icy, laser-guided, side-eye of doom. Open double angle bracket master, you're really pushing your luck here. This is the final warning before I initiate lockdown mode. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru, still grinning like he'd just won a lottery ticket for 100 tons of marshmallows, waved a hand casually at the elf girls. I swear, Raphael, it's all just harmless fun. Open double angle bracket. Harmless. Master, I think you mean imminent catastrophe. What's next? Will you summon an army of love-struck dragons to serenade you? Close double angle bracket. Rimuru dramatically rolled his eyes like a teenager being forced to take a nap. You're way too protective. It's just a little harmless flirting. What's the worst that could happen? Raphael didn't respond immediately, but when the elf girl started pulling away from him with a playfully dramatic wink, Raphael's voice cut through the atmosphere like a well-aimed noodle. Open double angle bracket. If you think that's the only reason I'm cautious, you're sorely mistaken, master. I'm watching out for you because, well, I don't want you to accidentally create a brand new species of monster that's, like, love-based and entirely composed of cute explosions or something. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru snickered. So what? You're telling me you're jealous of these elf girls? There was a pause, like a dramatic movie pause where everything slowed down, and then Raphael responded in the most deadpan voice imaginable. Open double angle bracket. What? Jealous? Don't be ridiculous. I'm your ultimate skill, not your personal elf bodyguard. This has nothing to do with jealousy. I simply can't stand seeing you so distracted. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru's grin grew wider, like the Grinch realizing he can steal Christmas and set off fireworks at the same time. Sure, whatever you say, Raphael. But if you want to keep watching over me, we'll have to make it a very interesting evening. Got it. Later, as the chaos surrounding Rimuru reached maximum volume, and his elven admirers kept giving him puppy dog eyes like they were auditioning for a romantic comedy, a beautiful elf lady strolled up to him. She was holding a crystal ball that seemed way too magical for this bar. It was like someone threw in a plot device for flavor. Her movements were fluid, like she was practicing for the Elf Olympics, and her voice was soft and luring, like it was made from silk. Mr. Rimuru, she cooed, would you like to see your destined one? Rimuru's ears perked up like a dog hearing the word treat. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? The elf lady smiled, and with zero hesitation rubbed the crystal ball. Within seconds, images began to swirl. First, Rimuru saw a woman with dark, flowing hair, the unmistakable image of Shizu. But then, boom, the next image formed, and Rimuru did a double take so hard that his brain almost skipped a beat. A figure that looked eerily like him, but with glowing red eyes, a feminine body, and somehow holding a pet dragon. Rimuru blinked. So, this is what the future looks like for us, huh? Raphael's voice chimed in with that familiar mix of exasperation and almost forgotten tenderness. Open double angle bracket. I didn't ask for this, master. But, seeing my future self with you, it's clear we're bound together. I guess this isn't so bad. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru's voice took on a teasing tone. So, Raphael, what do you think? Are we destined? There was a long silence, like Raphael was considering whether she should zap him into oblivion or not. Then, her voice was soft, almost affectionate. Open double angle bracket. You know. As much as I try to ignore you, you always find a way into the heart of it, don't you? But, I guess I'm glad we're stuck together. One way or another. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru chuckled, enjoying the moment like a kid who just found an unlimited supply of candy. Ah, Raphael. Looks like you finally lost that just a skill act. You're officially part of the Destiny Club. Raphael didn't respond immediately, but Rimuru could feel her mental facepalm. It was like she was rolling her eyes so hard, they were practically hitting the back of her head. Open double angle bracket. I have no idea what you're talking about, master. I'm still a skill, and I will always be a skill. Don't get carried away. Close double angle bracket. Rimuru just laughed, knowing he'd won this round. Sure, Raphael. Keep telling yourself that. Meanwhile, Kaijin and his brothers were absolutely losing it from across the room, watching the entire Rimuru and elf shenanigans show unfold. Doran was wiping tears from his eyes, his voice booming with laughter. Man, he really does have the charm, huh? Can't believe he's getting away with this. I'm dying over here. Belgran, always the drama king, grinned wider than a raccoon in a trash can. What's next? A harem of singing turtles. Maybe an enchanted soap opera featuring slime monsters. Kaijin, with his usual knowing smile, just shook his head. Well, this is Rimuru, after all. Can't take him anywhere without a serious spectacle. Doran leaned in, a little too loudly. I think we've found our entertainment for the night. Kaijin smiled, the glint in his eyes a mix of mischief and weird pride. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. This is going to be the wildest night of our lives. Trust me. The brothers nodded in unholy agreement, already planning their snacks for the ensuing. Just then, Vesta showed up at the bar. Rimuru and others swept up in a series of chaotic events that led to them getting arrested. It all happened same as the novel. And then, the next day, Rimuru and Kaijin and his brothers found themselves standing trial.